Welcome. Welcome. 3, 2. Welcome. Hi, my name is Erin, and this is Roni. Well,
we have a podcast.
Yeah. So, in case you don't know, we have friends that were like, you two should have a podcast because we just constantly banter, and that's all we do. And
so that's what we do on the podcast. So
Yes.
You're in for whatever that is.
I don't even know what to expect.
Whatever happens, happens. I think that's kind of how this is going to go.
It's going to be a surprise.
Every day is different.
I don't know if you're going to be entertained or you're going to hit your head against the wall.
You just never can tell.
Right?
You just never can tell. All right, Erin, what do we have for us today?
Random questions.
Burning questions. Okay, so I'll put them on my phone. So I'm going to read a question, and then we can both answer the question.
Okay.
All right, first question. If you were famous, what would your stage name be?
Oh, I'm actually not allowed to say.
Oh, no. Do you have a stage name?
I do have a stage name.
Oh, did you do
goodness.
I have stories. Okay, I almost said DNR. That's do not resuscitate. What's it called? When you can't say? What's the form?
I can't say because she honestly doesn't exist. It's actually another stage personality that I have utilized in my younger days.
Ooh.
Oh gosh. Okay. Kat is going to be out of bag. I will let people know. Her name is Cordelia Sunshine.
Oh.
And you've never heard about this about me?
No, I've not. So what does Cordelia Sunshine do in her free time?
She's just famous and she's just better than everybody. That is how she is. She's a whole stage personality.
And how long have you had this?
I created her probably when I was 22 years old. This is well over 20 years ago. And it was honestly to annoy one of my really good friends' husbands. I started off doing that. I learned how to play guitar.
Okay.
But I only learned 5 chords.
You and most of the world.
G,
C, D, E.
I stuck with those 3, and I would write songs on the spot.
Of course you did.
And I he ran like a coffee shop open mic thing. Not really open mic, where he would have specific performers at this coffee shop.
Okay.
Just to annoy him. In between some sort of sets, I would just go up there with my guitar and just do a song.
And you would introduce yourself as Cordelia
Sunshine. Cordelia Sunshine. And there's a whole personality behind it where she would get mad if people spoke while she was performing. Oh,
how can I say this? So there's this lady on the internet. I sent you I feel like I sent you this video. So she does people can hire her to go and sing for like birthdays and stuff like that. And she like dresses up and she like has a tambourine and she sings.
Terrible,
and she's like the funnest person ever.
Yes.
And I'm like, this could be your job, Erin.
I know.
This could be
I wish that was my job. That is life goals. I live in Central Louisiana, so there really isn't a market for it. We live in Central Louisiana. There isn't a market for it.
But it would be so fun. We could just do it for one another. But whose birthday is next?
I know, right? What kind of costume can I order? I like to order random costumes.
We're gonna get a Sasquatch. No one panic.
But
I'm trying to get it.
I have a Cordelia Sunshine story that you'll appreciate. Okay. So this is when I lived in California. I had moved from Hawaii to California. I'm not going to explain the history behind that, but I had 2 really good friends, or several really good friends. One became one of my closer friends, and she was getting married. All the people that were going to be at this wedding were people that have known her for years. And most of the bridesmaids have known her for years. I've been introduced in her life for only about a couple of years. So people don't really know me. So she's like, Erin, you're going to be in our wedding. And the bridesmaids have gotten too used to me. And they're like, Erin, is there something Cordelia Sunshine? Is there something you can do with Cordelia Sunshine to perform at the wedding? No. And I'm like, I don't know. And normally I'm a last minute type of thing. I do my best under pressure. That is how I work. So we're having this bachelorette party. And all of a sudden, on the way to the bachelorette party, I'm listening to Celine Dion's
I know where this is going. My Heart Will Go On.
No, the other one, It's All Coming Back to Me Now.
Oh yeah, that's a jam.
Yeah, it is a jam. It's a ballad. And so I'm also single, by the way, doing this. And my boss and many of my coworkers are going to be at this wedding. So I go to the bachelorette party and I express to them, like, this is the plan. And they're like, we're in. I'm like, okay.
Erin, did you get them involved? Were they like backup dancers or something?
Absolutely. So during the reception, there was a time where it's an open mic where you can say something about the wedding, and there was a DJ, and I knew the DJ. His name was Jordan. I was like, Jordan, we're going to do this, but I need you to play the wrong song twice. Well, let me flip out on you. He goes, deal. And he's a good sport, very good sport. And so you have to also understand, there was a pregnant bridesmaid. She had a little baby bump. She was so cute. Anyway, so I go on, introduce myself. Hi, and I do my to let you know who I am, and I'm really good friends with Celeste. But ever since she's been married, I feel like we've lost this relationship, and I have to express this in Interpretive Dance by Celine Dion.
Oh my god!
And I had her come up and sit down. And so, and obviously, and people who don't know me, they're like, oh my gosh, is she in the wedding party because they felt sorry for her? No. That's where people's faces were. The people who knew me were like,
they know to expect.
They're like, okay, this is one of her shenanigans. I have gotten to a lot of trouble with some of my shenanigans at my work. Anyway, so he starts the wrong song, and I full flip out. That's the wrong song. That's the wrong song. Like, you're reading it. Plays it again. Flip out again.
And the bride's is she giggling?
She's dying. She knows what to expect. And so, it's a full interpretive dance. And then, but the chorus, a couple of the bridesmaids start coming on.
So it's like the original flash mob. Oh my gosh.
And then they're like, this is a joke. It's set up. Because the best part of the whole thing is the part of the song where she goes, baby, baby. The pregnant bridesmaids walks past the stage. And it was so good. I loved it. I don't know if there's a video of it. But here's the problem. Here I am, young and single in Northern California. And probably a few months later down the line, I go to this coffee shop and I'm sitting down. I'm single. And I'm a little saucy. And there's a guy who's taking my order, barista. And he was fairly good looking and attractive. And I'm like, if I could, maybe come a street, he takes my order. He's like, I think I know you from somewhere.
Oh no.
I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, hey, flirty.
How can you forget this face?
Flirty a little bit. I used to be kind of hot. And I go sit down, and my friend whose wedding goes, oh, that's so-and-so. He was at my wedding. And I'm like,
oh no.
No chance. No chance. After that, I'm like, there's no chance he would ever consider.
Could you look him in the eyes, or did you just grab your coffee and leave?
I was just like, it's never going to happen. Because she was like, you too, he's single, you too. I'm like, nope, he saw that. Gosh. That was his first impression. It's never going to happen.
So I don't think I don't know. I don't have any dreams of grandeur that I would ever be famous. I've never, my mind has never gone there. I don't know that I would have a stage name.
See, that was all for the joking purposes.
Yeah.
But just because I'm weird.
Do you have a stage name for me, Erin? Could you come up with one? Okay, so I did a skit when I was still in high school, and it was like this stupid little skit, but it was like alliteration, and so my name was Rambling Roni. I guess I could do that because we're rambling now. It's kind of what we're known for, is the gift of gab. So maybe that's it. I mean, it's not exciting.
I think it should be something
cool stories.
No one something no one ever would think of.
Oh gosh! Don't try to come up with anything on the spot. Don't do that.
I'm like, Margaret.
just put a pin in it. Don't say something you'll regret.
Come up with something. Okay. If you were watching this and there's a way to comment, we need a stage name.
We need a stage name for me.
Yes.
Okay. So if you were to make me a bumper sticker and I were to make you a bumper sticker, what would the bumper sticker say?
Oh, a bumper sticker.
A bumper sticker with like a phrase. Okay, so I just came back from summer camp this past week with her daughter. And day one it's difficult for like some kids. They just have like separation anxiety or whatever. And so we did some role playing where I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna let you call your mom because I think that'll snowball. However, let me pretend to be your mom and say something your mom would say. And I know her well enough to be like, this is gonna be funny. And she'll laugh and then she'll kind of calm down and it'll ease her anxiety a little bit. And I said, so like, what are some things your mom would say to you right now? And she said, your face. And she did it like that, your face. And I was like, I don't even know what that means, but that tracks. That tracks. What else? What else did she tell me? She said something else. What was it?
Oh, this was what it was. The group message to all the moms were, oh, these girls are sad. These girls are sad. And I said, I'm so glad I'm not there because I would say, suck it up.
Suck it up.
And that was a second.
That's what it was. You're right. She said, suck it up and go to bed. And I was like, yeah. That tracks.
I'm not
and
a
your
gentle
face,
parent.
your face. I was like, are you okay now? She's like, she was in got in her bed. One of the little girls was being a peacemaker and she was like giving out hugs and like it was just really sweet. But I thought that was funny. So I think my initial thought would be like your face. I think that
my bumper sticker.
Your bumper sticker would be like your face. I don't think you have a catchphrase. Do you have a catchphrase? Like something that you say over and over again?
Oh, my kids would know. It would be your face.
It would be your face. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's always like, oh, I gotta turn on that lamp. Your face is a lamp. That's literally what I said. I think it comes all the way down to Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Your mom goes to college.
the best line. It's the dumbest thing, but it's like so relatable. All right. What do you think my bumper sticker would be?
Lanyap? I don't know.
Lanyap?
Because you're always like a little bit lamp. She's so Cajun.
I am.
She is so Cajun. Like, I'm still learning about her growing up in Cajun because it's so ingrained in everything she does.
Our cultures are so different. Like, I grew up very Cajun and she grew up in Hawaii. And so, like, there could not be two more different like cultures. And I will say this, we both have a love for fish.
Oh, I do like fish.
Like, I mean, fish is like Annabelle said yesterday, my mama loves fish. She tells somebody that and I was like, what a weird thing to comment. We were talking about something random. Oh, she asked what we were going to eat for our anniversary dinner. We went to an anniversary dinner last night and she's like, what are you going to get? And I was like, I don't know, maybe some fish. She's like, my mama loves fish. Like, almost like bubblegum. My mama loves fish. Okay. But I really loved a good grilled fish. It's my favorite.
I'm trying to think of something for you.
I'm failing you. No, it's okay. So I feel like the thing that I say the most is, why are you the way that you are? Like, from the office, why are you the way that you are? Because sometimes, like, when your kids do something and you just don't have a proper response for it, and not that it's like a sinful behavior, but you just like, I don't even know how to properly respond to that. And so I just can be like, why are you the way that you are? Why are you like this? What kind of preteen hormone nonsense is this?
See, I can't even ask that of my kids because if I say, why are you the way you are? I'm like, oh, yes, because I raised them. Except for my oldest. I am as extrovert as you could possibly get without being toxic. I hope.
Yeah.
But my son is like as opposite end, introvert to the point where people are shocked. They're like, how is he so introverted? I'm like, I don't know. I think maybe because I've always because he's always been quiet, so I had to speak for him and he got used to it. And so this is me learning how to pull back and making him say
He's such a good kid, though. He's such a good kid. All right. What character from a movie, book, show do you relate to the most and why? Like just a character from a show. Oh, okay, so I have mine. You want me to answer?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know why that I have latched onto this, but I have, and it's just like a funny thing in my marriage. So, and I do it too. So it's not just my husband; it's me as well. But like the stereotypical, like, Kevin, can you grab the mustard? And he goes in the fridge and he's like, we don't have any mustard. And I'm like, yeah, we do. We have regular mustard, Dijon mustard, like stone ground mustard, like all the mustards. Like, how can you not find a single one of them? And he's like, it's not there. We must have thrown it or whatever, right? And then I go and I'm like, behold! And it's like exactly where it should have been, exactly where I described it to be. So he has this innate knack for that skill set. Like that is his skill set. And so there's a show from back in the day. Do you remember Everybody Loves Raymond? Okay. So there's an episode about his brother, Robert, who's getting married. And the brother is like overwhelmed with the tasks of the wedding to his wife, his fiance, Amy. And so Raymond gives him terrible advice and says basically like, botch it up so bad, like it's irreparable. And she's never going to ask you to do something ever again because she thinks you're incompetent. There's no way that a human being can be that incompetent. Yeah. So he was like, absolutely. I mean, of course it backfires, like terribly backfires. And so it unfolds in this comic way or whatever. So when Kevin does something that couldn't possibly be like on accident, like there's no physical way a human being cannot see the mustard. Like how can you not see the mustard? But again, it happens to me. I lost my keys at camp and I've looked everywhere and they were in my purse the whole time. But like, I'm like, Kevin, you're Ray Ramoning it right now. And he's like, I am. And so it's been this like banter back and forth in our marriage. So I can relate to his wife where she's like, what have you done?
Is that like Patricia Heaton?
Yes. I love her. I love her. Anyway, so like I just relate to that whole scenario and we go back and forth about it. And you know, because I Ray Ramone it often, but without knowing it. But
okay.
So what's yours?
Okay. So I'm gonna say one that was my gut reaction.
Okay.
But I don't think it's very true, but yet it still resonates. Mary Kathleen Gallagher for the movie Superstar, because the whole imagination thing. But I wouldn't, because it's her character is so extreme and so cartoonish.
Yeah.
It's not, you know,
and she's the
yeah.
Okay.
But I honestly would relate, and this is a Patricia Heaton thing, is from the show The Middle.
Oh yeah,
Sue Heck.
Was that her name?
Sue Heck, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sue Heck.
I've never watched it.
She's just, I feel like
she's your spirit mom.
No, she's not a mom. No, the mom isn't.
Oh, she's not the mom.
No, the daughter, the junior high girl. When she starts off in junior high,
okay.
She wants to be a cheerleader, but she sucks. So she creates her own cheerleading squad called the Wrestlerettes, and it's so goofy. And she's friends with the most awkward people, and
that's great.
And it's honestly a show I recommend for the whole family. If you can find it streaming, please watch it. It is.
What's it called?
The Middle, and it is.
It's a movie.
It's a show.
It's a show.
It's a sitcom.
Okay, yeah.
And so many, either you know of it or you've never heard of it. And those who know it are like,
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
It's a great show. It's very relatable.
Very nice. All right. What is your favorite line from any movie?
Your mom goes
to college. Okay, so we watched Nacho Libre, which is it produced, directed, or whatever by the same people. And so we watched that for family night 2 weeks ago. And I think the line, and I had watched it a long time, like right when it came out, which was 20 years ago or whatever. I don't know, however many years ago, right? And I had forgotten this line, but I just thought it was really funny. And it's something like, they think I don't know a crap ton about the gospel, but I totally do. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know why I got the giggles when he was like, but I totally do. You know, it was
I like
really funny.
I like it when he's like, these are my recreational clothes. And so sometimes sometimes my husband and I like make that line. Is it the Hess brothers? Heck, what are they?
I don't remember.
They need respect for what they created with Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre. Those are I think are pretty classic movies. And if you don't like those movies, it's okay. Now you know what kind of personalities are coming at you. But we find that humor to be very good.
Okay, so what's something like a style of clothing that you wore that you're embarrassed by now, or that you think is funny now that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wore that. But a lot of it's coming back. That's a crazy thing. Have you seen that? Like all the stuff that has like been recycled by clothing companies where they're like, yeah, we're just going to bring it back.
And nothing.
You can't think of anything?
No, because I never cared. I was never.
Did you wear hammer pants? We showed the girls hammer pants.
Never, because I thought they were stupid.
Okay.
I knew everything looked stupid.
So I wore hammer pants, and Kevin wore those giant JNCOs. Remember the giant, the JNCOs that you could basically fit another human adult in the pants leg? Like he wore those.
Yeah.
And the girls were like, why would you do that?
I never even wore bell bottoms. I never thought bell bottoms were cool. I always had a very base jeans t-shirt style. Nothing ever changes. Nothing ever really fashionable. Even now, the dresses I wear now are just
basic stuff.
Basic.
But back in the day, girl, I brought me some Z Cavariccis and Jabot and hammer pants. The hammer pants were a bit much, but I'm like, gotta do what the people want.
I remember in junior high, the first time I saw a boy wearing like the hammer pants, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's so cool," and I'm like, "Oh, it just looks stupid."
What a weird time, huh? Yeah. The 80s and 90s. All right, last question. If you could have a lifetime supply of anything, what would it be? I think I have the answer for you. I think I know. A lifetime supply of something.
Oh. Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I think it's going to be... And mine is regular Dr. Pepper. We're keeping the industry out. Did you hear that like a couple weeks ago that Dr. Pepper surpassed Pepsi? It's now the number 2
as beverage. It should.
Look, I mean, and even something I was surprised because like even Whataburger and stuff has like Dr. Pepper not floats, what are they? Shakes, and people are putting Dr. Pepper in all the things, and I was like, dude, this is a long time coming.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway.
I'm just waiting for Diet Dr. Pepper to surpass Diet Coke.
Diet Coke is, I mean, I don't get it. The people who drink specifically like name brand Diet Coke, chime in and tell us why you love it, because I can't wrap my mind around why people love it. Just do you remember Tab back in the day? It was like a pink.
Absolutely.
You remember Tab?
I have a sister named Tab, so we loved the idea.
It was so gross. Oh my gosh! But then there are people who like bought out warehouses and stuff when it closed down.
Like RC Cola.
I remember RC. I don't remember drinking it, but I remember RC Cola. Yeah. Or like what was the other? Oh, okay. So I think I told you this. We were in London a few weeks ago, and I saw a drink called Urge. Do you remember Surge from the 90s? But this was just called Urge. It was the exact same branding, the same like urine colored drink.
Mountain Dew on crack.
Yes, it's like highly caffeinated Mountain Dew. And they have it in London, which I was like, but Urge, that's what you decided to call it? Urge?
I'm feeling it.
I just laughed, and I was like, well, maybe it's like, because I didn't see it anywhere else. Or was it London? I feel like it was in London. It was in that area. But anyway, I had to giggle, and I was like, y'all, they brought Surge back.
See, one thing about living here rather than living in Hawaii, one of the things I miss Hawaiian Sun drinks, because that was as common as when you go to the store, you have your Coke, Pepsi, but then you have the Hawaiian Sun canned
what does that mean?
It's just these juice drinks that are so
they just tasty. Straight juice, but like just different
types, like guava. It was so good. And I wish the mainland, or even, it's probably in other places. We live in a very like a void, like a black hole of anything pleasurable. It's like,
no, Sema's great.
I love living here because the community that has surrounded me and the community that I live in is amazing, and I would not give that up. I miss Hawaii,
but there are things about home that you miss. So like little things like Evangeline made bread, so that's made in Lafayette, and I mean, it's just a special thing. I mean, and most people are like, bread is bread, whatever, get it for $1.25. It's great value, whatever. But Super One, I don't know if they've always carried it and I've missed it somehow, but Super One, as of this past week, I found Evangeline made bread in Sema at Super One. And I was like, I picked it up like those people who have like, they caught their fish and they're so proud of it. And I was like, Kevin, Evangeline made bread. And he was like, you know, but I mean, it's just so special, like to have something like that at home. And there are like other little things like, you know, stage planks. There are these little, you know, kind of cookies that we used to have back at home. Just little things like that where I'm like, it just reminds me of home. And so I'll get it when I go through.
I barely have anything. You know, when I first moved here, this is when King's Hawaiian started becoming more of a national brand rather than just a brand in Hawaii, Southern California, Nevada. It became more of a national brand, so it was really nice to have the King's Hawaiian rolls, the sweet rolls, and I didn't have to explain the rolls. they had them. They exist. They're here in the mainland.
That's great.
The one thing that I really do miss though is these bar. I think they're from Korea. They're called Malona, and they're like, what is that melon? Not cantaloupe, honeydew melon, like almost like a Jello pop, and it's so refreshing.
Huh.
And I try to get the lady at the Asian market. I'm like, this is what I need you to buy, please.
Hunt this down, lady.
I need it. And she was showing her daughter, and she's like, this is what this lady wants. I'm like, please just find it, just so I have it here locally. And I remember someone saying they had it here, and one of the markets had it for like one time, like one box.
It might be seasonal.
I was so bummed. Couldn't get at it. It was wonderful.
That's great. Well, we should do an episode about our clash of cultures where we do stuff with our cultures and stuff. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, different cultures. I mean, granted, I've been here 16 years, so I'm becoming more Louisianan, I guess.
Well, I've heard of this. I've not found a recipe for it, and it might be an epic failure. However, there's something called fumbo, where it's pho and gumbo together. And I thought that could either be the best thing you've ever had or the thing that causes all of the Cajuns to track you down and haunt you.
Pho is one of my favorite foods. It was like fast food to me. We would go to the beach and then on the way home pick up pho or banh mi or something. It was Vietnamese. Yeah. We had this wonderful Vietnamese place. It was really cheap. It was called Bale, and it was
and like gumbo was for us.
Gumbo was us. So fumbo.
I mean, again, it could be really bad. I mean,
now we have research.
Now we have some research to do. Anyway, all right. On that note, listen. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, well, we have a podcast. Bye, guys.